That's the conversation that needs to happen first, not changing things, fixing prior.
So I cannot speak for managers who came before me. I was not managing the community at the time that this handbook was drafted or put into place. I have advised the board that any changes, we do need to put this handbook before the association attorney, let them put their eyes on it, compare it to the CC&Rs, ensure that nothing is overriding what the CC&Rs state. So I, as the management representative, have provided that guidance to your board of directors. Again, I can't speak for what happened for managers who came before me. I wasn't here for that.
They were not our management company, just to clarify for you guys.
It doesn't matter. Well, what matters is now is if we're gonna, if there's a desire to
Now,
change.
if you guys are gonna have side conversations, because this has gone over way more than 15 minutes.
So just one more question. Aside from it having to be fixed, does it make sense to get input from the community? And I agree that everybody should have the ability to give input to the entire community.
All owners do, renters do not.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. So which gets done first? So to me, it would make sense, again, I don't know a lot about this, to have the discussion, determine what the community wants as a majority, and then make whatever changes need to be changed.
It's gonna go through legal first, and then it's gonna go down to you guys. And that's what we are in the process of doing currently. We are doing the handbook revisions. We're gonna get them all together, give them all to legal, have them look at it. We're gonna do probably a poll, not on Facebook, about the fence, and then go to legal. If they say no, then we're not gonna do it, but we are gonna take the right steps now. We're fixing something that has been done before we even
Right,
here, so
I understand
we
that.
wanna make sure we're doing it the right way, and it's gonna take time.
Is the poll gonna be, do you wanna stick with wood fences that are 80-20? Do you wanna do
It has to be
metal?
80-20, that cannot change.
Why is that?
Because that's in the CCNRs that you cannot change without 67% of homeowners vote. So we cannot change that.
So how do we know?
So if you say you
Yes,
want
let me
a
just
white.
finish. How do you know you wouldn't get 67%?
Because it's one per household, and the vote, and rangers cannot vote.
Right,
We
so
need
if you
two hundred and
have,
twenty-five affirmative votes.
okay,
Is it 60% of residents or 67% of votes are submitted?
67, it's state law, it's 67% of all homeowners.
It's very
Gotcha,
rare.
so my,
And
so
that's one
And
homeowner,
only
one
one
household.
So- my question is, if we put the metal fence rule without going through that process,
Because we didn't amend the DCCR.
yes, it's just a handbook change, right? You didn't get 67% of change,
Right.
67% of votes to say, let's do only metal fences.
Right,
That was through committee and then through the board, and you sent out notices saying, hey, we're gonna do this. You can provide your opinion.
what we're saying
So
is, we
why
can't
can't
change
this-
the 80-20 rule.
No, I don't think anybody's asking for that.
She just,
She
she
just
just
asked that.
did.
Yeah, I
think-
because I don't see anything wrong with having a vinyl fence. I mean, it's durable, it looks good, and they look much better than the wood fences. It allows you privacy. I mean, I know I'm gonna speak for Springwood, because that's where I live. My neighbor's patio is literally 35, 40 feet from my patio. I'm sorry, Blackwood. I don't even know
I
where I
thought,
live
what,
anymore.
did you move?
I'm gonna go home to the wrong house. So, I really don't wanna be outside looking at my neighbor 40 feet from me, having their hamburger while I'm, sitting and eating mine. So, Blackwood has less property than the rest of the community. I think it's smaller lots and less privacy. And I'm not asking for, special consideration one block to the other, but it's something to consider. I mean, you look around and you drive around to all these new
If
communities.
you wanna go house to house and get a petition going, and try to get 67% to change the CCNRs, go for it.
Regardless.
You can have vinyl though.
Huh?
You can have vinyl. It doesn't say no vinyl, it just says,
It
you know,
says
change.
only black aluminum is what it says.
Yeah, but the vinyl has to be.
Well, that's what
open.
it's-
That's the handbook.
Yeah, that's the handbook.
But
But
the-
DCCR
Yeah,
says
you
nothing
can do
about
vinyl,
it.
and
But-
the 80% can be like this, right?
Well, it has to be, you have to be able to see through.
Oh, okay, so like the
Defeats the
offside.
purpose.
No, it's not just like,
So
you gotta be able to see
there's
through.
a gap between the wood slats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
Right,
small
it
cap.
defeats the purpose, I'm talking, you know, vinyl, and
No, that you cannot.
you see the new communities, I mean, they're all allowing the vinyl, and to me, it looks sensible, it
Or
looks.
just plant bushes.
Well, that's why we want
Yeah.
to, and to be honest with you guys, we've been
I got 100%
talking
blockage on mine,
about
it's
this whole
great.
issue for how many months now? I mean, we've been listening to what people have had to say, and we've been talking about it, trying to figure out the best way to do this. You know, to keep everybody happy. Now, we know we're not gonna keep everybody happy, but we're gonna do our damnedest to do that.
Why not just not give people options, right?
I'm
The-
sorry?
The CCNRs only expressly prohibit chain link fence.
Right.
It requires the 80-20 rule, right? Why does the handbook have to be more restrictive than that?
It shouldn't be.
It can't be.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be,
It
but
should
it
not
is,
be.
right?
That's what we
But
have
that's
been
what we're talking
discussing
about,
for
so if
months.
the handbook was made more restrictive than that, without getting the 2/3 vote, then why are we saying you need to get the 2/3 vote?
We're not.
We're not saying that, we just
That's
would
not
like
what
to
we're
have
saying.
input from
So-
everybody. That's
We're
all.
saying
So,
to change
what
the
you're talking-
DCCRs, we need that.
We're talking about the handbook,
We're just-
that was.
Handbook is easy, the
Yeah, the
DCCR
handbook
not.
is easy.
So we
The
are gonna
handbook
try
is
to do the right process and go through legal, not just 5 members on the board, we are gonna go to our
Because we wanna
attorney.
make sure that if there's anything in there that's, wasn't done the way, because we're working on something, that has a basis back in 2004. So we really need to make sure that that is the way it should be, which is why we're taking her advice, we pay for, and have legal review it all to make sure that it is just the way it should be.
So
That
part
we're
of
not-
the review will be then to see if that more restrictive
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
is allowed in the
And
handbook.
just so you know, it's
Legal's
gonna
gonna look
cost
at that,
money,
yeah.
so
Thank you.
that will be the next.
But
It will
also,
cost
at any time, you can submit a ARC request, and, you know, if, say, the handbook is, you know, completely out of date, which, Ben's example, right? We can look at that and supersede that if we want to. So it's, the handbook says something, we,
We can grant
Yeah.
We do
variance
grant
on it.
variances, we do it all the time,
Mhm.
yeah.
But just so you know,
People
before the annual meeting, it is gonna cost us money to go through legal, I'm just putting that out there.
But it's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
So is it fair to say you're looking at what elements of the handbook can be incorporated into the
Yes.
CCR?
No,
No, not
Can be
the CCR, the
eliminated
handbook.
because they could conflict with the CCR?
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
You
yes.
got
So
it.
you'll do that side, and if legal will review that. If we have any requests that we think may be prohibited, call that in the handbook,
Mhm.
we should put those through anyway because we know the handbook is being potentially
Exactly.
revised and adopted.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Are we good? Please?
Thank you.
On a,
Yeah,
on a non-fencing related handbook concern, will they, as part of that review, just looking at other things that are listed in the handbook that may not, may no longer be legal?
yeah, it's going.
The
It's the entire handbook.
Yeah.
I just wonder, because there are a couple things that are no longer
Yeah,
useful.
the entire.
We actually jumped down to number 7 already, so we're not gonna
Can't speak for the
discuss
past.
fencing anymore. The handbook revisions we have
Did
done.
that?
Let's go back up to number 3.
Wait, let me just finish to see, we can jump up to that.
So number 3 is for you guys to ratify the electronic approval so that we can capture that in the minutes.
I move that we ratify the electronic approvals. I have the social committees vote.
Your social committee.
I do, I have the report, as soon as I lay my hands on it. And thank God, look at how big she printed that. She knows I'm lying.
That's mine.
Oh, that's yours. Wait. I am blind. That's not it. That's it.
You don't have to do all that, don't read all that.
Okay.
Just do know that.
We have movie night in October. That's this Friday, 7 p.m. Free popcorn. The movie will be Casper.
So I just wanna make a point on that. So the last 2 times we've had 2 residents, and we'd like to, you know, keep doing these free events for families. So if you can show, please support the community. I understand it's football season, it's, you know, it's a busy season, but we're,
Saturday.
I'm sorry, it's Saturday night, 7 p.m. Like I said, free popcorn. November 5th is our Fall Family Fun Day. In order for this event to be a success, we really need community involvement. We have rented a bounce house. We'd like to have a chili cook-off and a pie bake-off. Oh, yeah, I'm all in favor. Use that new stove of yours. We will supply the cups and spoons for samples and take votes. The winners will receive an Amazon gift card. Sign-ups for this are posted on the Facebook group. We will also have crafts for the kids, a candy apple bar, games for the kids to play, tug of war, three-legged races, potato sack race, blah, blah, blah. Games and races. We'll find some Sunday football to play in the clubhouse for adults as well. And we will also be hosting a canned food drive. December is our big Christmas event, our holiday event, the Polar Express. On December 9th, pictures with Santa and Mrs. Claus, hot chocolate bar, and training to give the kids rides around the community. And they will be playing the Polar Express movie outside. I'm definitely coming for that. Depending on how much money we have left over from previous events, we're hoping also to get a snow machine. We'd like to hand out Wesley Oaks tickets to the kids. I'm not sure what that's about.
That's the Polar Express thing.
Oh, okay. We will have a charity event for December as well, pending details on what we will do. We have a lot of ideas for more events to host, both for the kids and adults. We need to see more community involvement in order for them to be a success and not a wasted effort. We have a social event suggestion box chat in the Facebook group, so please feel free to post any ideas or suggestions you may have. We have such a wonderful social committee. We have a fairly new committee chair. I can't say enough good things about these people, and I would just love it if you all would support them. They work really hard for these events. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to get these things going and make them successful. So if y'all could, please, yes, Harrison?
Will there be a trunk or treat this year?
I'm sorry?
No trunk or treat.
No, they're not doing the trunk or treat. I know, I'm disappointed. No, you're not. Come trick or treat at my house first. Okay, so that's the report. Oh, Bunko. Yeah.
Bunko has become a very big hit lately. Donnie and I started it a couple of months ago, maybe 6 months ago, and it has been a blast. Unfortunately, it's just for women, so, but it is a lot of fun. You don't have to remember, you don't need to.
Come on.
They'll teach you. We've had many players, people come, they don't have to play.
We have newbies every month.
It's a lot
It's
of
always
fun.
the third Friday, 7 p.m.
Book nice,
Book
but
club,
that's what we're gonna say.
third Wednesday of the month,
We need
7
Matt to
p.m.
get
We
the-
post
He said he's gonna do that.
the selections. Selection for this month is Daisy Jones and the Six. We actually have an author in our midst here, and we will be doing that book. Would you care to introduce yourself, sir?
Wish you hadn't done that.
Uh-oh, Terry.
This is a book I wrote 40 years ago, never intending for anyone to read. And my wife and my daughter and my son wanted me to self-publish it. And so I did. It was fun, really fun, but it took a lot of editing. So we'll run to Amazon before they're all gone.
And what's the name of your book?
Snatched. It's about a different take on the Lindbergh kidnapping in 1932. So.
And that is the January selection for the book club.
Is that true? You're really good at
Yes, we are. Yes, we both do. Yes, we are.
He's like that.
What else do we do? Book club? Oh, and in December, there will also be an ornament exchange.
That will be coming out, the date will be coming out shortly about that, you'll see it out there.
Yeah, we're working on the date. Last year was the first one, so. I think that covers the landscape.
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 We have some.
What?
We have some landscape.
We had the retention pond in the Glen cleaned out last month, 2 months ago. So that needs to be done, well, we haven't done it for 3 years, and it really needs to be done every other year. So we need to keep up with that. The grass is gonna get pretty long over the next 2 weeks, cause he just, aerated and seeded it, so he can't cut it for another couple of weeks. So please be patient while new grass grows in, and it'll look good once it's all in.
Do we have any big landscaping projects?
No, I think next year we need to talk about getting the berm cleaned up though.
Yeah.
So we need to work that into the budget.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
Do they take care of the outside part of the property?
Along Billy
Along the
House.
roads? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you mean that little strip on the opposite side of the sidewalk by your house? Or? are
No,
you
no, I'm talking about the main, the Billy Hay.
Oh, the
Billy Hay-
entrances and
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Yes. Do you have any questions?
I'll take the picture next time.
Okay.
What?
And pool,
Alright, and pool.
Oh,
pool's, I mean,
what's there to say about the pool?
yeah,
Pool's closed.
pool's closed.
We had a really good season
We had a
though.
good season.
We
didn't
did
really
have a great
any-
season.
No mustard allergy, which was wonderful,
It was green.
and knock on wood.
It was green last week. Is there a reason that we keep it
Because
that?
it's not being treated.
It's not being treated now.
So they're not
Pool is
gonna treat it
closed.
throughout the
Pool's
summer?
closed, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
pool's
pool won't
closed.
open again until May. So they come occasionally and they'll, vacuum and treat, with basic chemicals, but it's not treated like it is in the summertime.
What about the polar plunge that Matt promised us?
The what?
The polar plunge.
Polar
That-
plunge.
That's gonna be before the opens.
It's gonna be in the kiddie pool in your backyard.
Yeah,
Or
more than
in
welcome
the
to come
creek.
over. I have a 5-gallon bucket and I'll dump ice on it for each of you. But no, I thought it was an interesting thing, to do before, when all the permits are pulled, it's legal to swim in, before the season kicks off, and it's still sort of chilly, but, TBD pending next year's, weather and everything, so.
If you're brave, start getting ready for that.
Right, you're off.
Alright, so management report, these are the August 2023 financials. The financials are available to all homeowners by logging into your account through Qster.com. They are available on the 25th of each month, so October 25th, the September financials will become available. Operating account balance, $68,457.69. Benevolent, $75. Reserves, $43,533.27. ICS reserve, $19,976.75. ICS operating, $101,231.54. Prepaid assessments, $14,800.08. And accounts receivable, $3,216.28. So we did see that number drive down significantly from July, which is great. So hopefully in September, we'll see it drive down even further. Income statement, so our year-to-date operating income through the end of August, $247,663.54. Income to reserves, $57,729.50. And our year-to-date operating expense, $185,849.99. Leaves us with a positive net operating income of $61,813.55. In the reserves, we saw interest income on the RESCC accounts of $311.14, interest on the investment of $271.35, and the special assessment income, $12,015. Year-to-date reserve expense, $64,360.08. Positive net reserve income of $5,966.91. When we look at our operating budget overview, we are over budget 5.8% going into September. So with our expense breakdown, we do see some variances, administrative, buildings and grounds, slight variance in amenities and utilities. So some of that was for legal counsel that needed to be obtained. Some of the billing statements, sidewalk repairs that were made on the Rana Lake common areas, We did have to replace a controller at the clubhouse that went bad for the irrigation and wire all zones and test. Backflow repairs that were completed in December but weren't billed until the beginning of 2023, so that hit the 2023 because 2022 financials had already been closed. Some other landscape repair items that needed to be completed, the creek debris cleanup, the hill cleanup, the retention pond that Karen mentioned, let's see, and then the pool chair restrapping as well. Board have any questions on the financials? Okay, so back into new business.
All right.
Playground, we're up to playground in the parking lot. The next project being that the pool has been resurfaced, we are gonna look into fixing up the playground, and the parking lot needs to be repaved and done. This is gonna come to a big expense, but I think it needs to be done, unfortunately. I mean, we're going on almost 18 years. Yeah, I mean, so the pool was our first priority. Next is playground. I know many people have shown some concern about the playground, so we're just in the beginning stages of getting it cleaned up, fixed up, maybe add in some stuff. And again, expanding it a little bit, maybe closing it in. We gotta get some quotes out first. Just beginning stages.
This is all done because we have a reserve study that we had done a few years ago. And in the reserve study, they take a look at the amount of money that we have in the reserves and what's expected to come in. And then they take a look at our facilities, and they examine everything from the roof to the plumbing to, everything that's involved in all of our amenities. And they plan out year by year what we should be focusing on. And so after we finish the pool, the next thing to move to, as recommended by the reserve study, is the playground and the parking lot.
And we did have somebody come and look at the parking lot, someone who is a contractor, and he was just doing it as a favor to me. He came and looked at it and said, he thought we could get away with just filling all the cracks and not having to do a complete resurface. So hopefully in the next week or so, we'll get an actual estimate on what that would cost. We don't have that right now. If we can get away with just filling the cracks rather than resurfacing the whole darn thing, that would save us thousands. Yeah, and we wanna move the handicap slot.
Because as of right now,
so it's
it's
not
on the curb, so it really
Yeah,
needs to be
it's
on the
not-
other side. Just little things like that if we're gonna repave, and new signs need to go out.
Terry did a bunch of repairs out here. I don't know if any of you noticed when you came to the pool that we had some stone facing things here that were falling off. Lots of problems, and Terry fixed it all for us.
Terry did a great job.
Great
did
job,
a
so
brand new
which saved
job.
us a lot of money.
Thousands. Yay, Terry. I'm so embarrassed.
I knew I shouldn't have.
That's twice today.
Oh, Terry, come on. No one has any idea how much Terry does.
Terry's behind the scenes.
He never says anything. He doesn't like for us to say anything.
I don't wanna interrupt you.
You never take credit for anything, truthfully.
We are very lucky to have Terry on the board.
We are,
Yes.
we are.
2 more months,
We'll keep you busy.
and I'm turning the poop key over to one of you. No?
Oh, thank
That goes to
you.
Matt, the next guy.
Can't wait.
Yes, he takes care of,
The poop station, good.
yeah, the bags for the poop stations.
She's on
Alright.
budget.
Okay. 2024 budget, okay.
So
this is the, I know, it is very, I can't read it. It's not the big version of that, funny. But it is the same one that has been emailed to you guys. So I just printed it, just so you guys had a hard copy. So if there are no further revisions, then we just need to approve this, and then we can get the email and get it sent out.
The only thing I would ask for is, to allocate a little bit more money in the landscape budget to pay for those, for the berm. He said it's looking between $3,000 and $5,000.
Okay. Can we find that somewhere?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
I don't know, would that be considered a capital expense?
No.
I didn't think so, so we gotta find money for that. Okay.
So I do think that would go under the landscape repair and maintenance, because it is a maintenance cost. So there are funds in that GL.
Right.
And then the board could also potentially reduce, maintenance general.
So you're just saying add them.
Oh, okay.
So you could reduce maintenance general some to allocate more funds to repair and maintenance.
So what did we say it was gonna cost?
Between $3,000 and $5,000.
What
Okay.
did,
We got 4,800
I guess typically.
But we're over budget, I mean, look at the,
That was
Projection.
irrigation repairs, isn't it, that took us over?
but let's go ahead and.
I know, unfortunately, every time we turn around, it's irrigation repairs. So we have 2,400.
What about the 4,800 and 1,500 was approved?
What is the seasonal?
Seasonal.
Those are the flowers.
Is it applies for us too?
Yeah.
Let's see, the contract,
That's my across the street neighbor.
maintenance general,
Across the street neighbor.
I'm fine with reallocating the general, so you
but
don't.
we're still.
That's all okay.
That'll work. Yeah.
What's she saying?
Reallocate the money from general to irrigation, or to, landscape maintenance and repair.
We can do that.
All of it, or just reduce?
Is there a reason why the landscape seasonal was double from what it was this year?
Cost increases.
Yeah, it's gonna cost us more for
Everything, flowers and pine needles are
And,
very expensive right now.
yeah,
I guess
and we kept him down.
I guess I didn't realize it would go 100% of the.
So you don't want anything in the general? So you wanna take that 2,000 and put it in?
So why don't we take 1,000 out of there?
Another option would be to use one of the pine needle applications, so either do a spring or a fall.
We did that one other time, we just,
So that would,
we
I
went
mean,
once
that would,
a year.
that would allocate $3,600.
Right,
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I guess
I mean, we've done it in the past.
Would you be more favorable to a spring pine needle or a fall?
A spring.
I mean, I guess everything else is going dormant, dead. I don't see a huge discoloration between pine needles in the fall. I mean, I'm morbid, I have a green thumb, so pine needles one time a year.
Alright, that
So,
works.
all right. That- All right, so we can take that, and that should cover us for them. Great.
This is 2023.
So if the.
Maybe they're looking for 2024, they don't have that.
I move that we
To you
approve,
to sign.
I move that we approve the
Yeah.
budget with changes that we have mentioned. So,
Landscape contract.
All those in favor?
aye.
All right.
This is 2023, they're doing 2024 now.
Okay, I move that
Thank you
the
guys for coming.
meeting be adjourned.
Thank you.
Good to see you.